Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Esther and this is Q-Est Fashion Hub. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. Please hit on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified whenever we upload new videos. So guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to create this sleeve. This inspiration was gotten from Vicky James, one of the clothes she used for our traditional wedding photo shoot. So now what you have to do is to get your basic sleeve first. So cut out your basic sleeve. After that, you can go ahead and then fold your fabric in a triangular form. Can you see the way I'm folding the paper? So I'm just illustrating how you can fold your fabric, how I folded my fabric. So you're going to be folding your fabric in a bias form. You can call it bias form or a triangular form. Okay, so you fold your fabric that way and then now place your basic sleeve on it. So that's that I folded the fabric that is on the floor. Okay, now I needed you guys to see what I'm doing very well, so that is why I am cutting on the floor. So what I did was to place my basic sleeve, my long sleeve. Okay, so I place it on the fabric like so. So this sleeve is unfold, so you can decide to cut it one piece. You don't really need the basic sleeve, so we are just using it as a guide for this particular sleeve that we are about to create. So make sure that the part that is unfold is at that end. Can you see where I'm touching? So I folded it into two, so that part is unfold. So if you want the upper part to have like more pleats or gathers or design, you can adjust your sleeve downward a little and you leave some parts up like I illustrated. So that part that is open on the sleeve should be facing the part that is open on the fabric. I hope it is clear. So now for me, I measured 16 inches. That is where I want my designs to start from. So that is where I am marking on my fabric. Okay, so can you see what I'm doing? Now you can determine wherever you want your design to stop. It is up to you. So for me, I use 16 inches. So what I'm going to do is to trace it on the fabric like you can see me do. Okay, so this is the easiest method you can achieve this sleeve. So what I'm doing here is to now determine the way I want my design shape to look like. So from that part, you can decide to just go like that and form a triangle like that. Okay, so you can decide to just form a straight triangle, but for me, I'm going to be curving it. Can you see what I'm doing? You can determine whatever you want to do at this point. You can decide that you want to create a circle at that part. You want to create a circle at that part, or you want to create a triangle, or you want to create a square. Anything you want to create, it is up to you. So you can determine whichever design you want to create at that point. You can create a square, you can create a circle, you can create a triangle, whatever you want to do. For me, I'm going to be going with the second one. Can you see? So now I'm trying to measure what I have there. So from that point to where my sleeve started from, it is 25 inches, so that you know what to fold when you are cutting yours. So I measure that part so that it can guide you when you want to cut your own. So for my own, I use 25 inches. So make sure you have up to 25 inches to create that shape or that design on top. So for that part of the sleeve, I already added my sewing allowance. I added 1 inch as my sewing allowance. So if you did not add allowance to your basic sleeve while you are cutting, please make sure you add it to your fabric. Don't forget to add it. So for me, I already added it, so I'm not going to be adding allowance to that part. Okay, I'm only going to be adding allowance to the parts. Okay, so now here I'm trying to explain what I did there. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut my fabric out. So at that point I did not add any allowance because I already added my allowance. So for that part, I'm going to add half an inch allowance because we are going to be closing that part. So for that design, that part that I'm cutting, I'm adding half an inch to it. You can decide to add any allowance you want to add, but for me, I added my half an inch to the 16 inches. So I wanted it to be 15 and a half, so I added allowance to it. So for the lower part, if you did not add hemming allowance, please add it when you are cutting. Okay, make sure you add hemming allowance to it. Okay, so now if you want it very standing, for it to have structure, you can use an interface, and also you use the same fabric as your lining also. So for Vicky James own, she uses ashoke, and you know ashoke is a very hard fabric, so automatically that part is going to have structure. Okay, so this is what we have when I was done cutting. This is how it's going to look like if you follow the procedure when you open it up. So now I'm going to close it back, and then I'm going to align it together, and then I'm going to go ahead and start stitching. See where I am marking, those are the points I'm going to be stitching. Those areas are where I'm going to be closing, okay, with the allowance I left. So I left half an inch, so I'm going to be using half an inch to close it all the way to that part. Can you see? Okay, so I'm just drawing my lines there, so you know where I'm going to be closing all the way, but I'm going to be leaving that part open, the other part. So now at this point I was done closing it. I also went ahead to iron it properly. Okay, so that is the sleeve cap. The part you're going to connect to the main bodies. I hope that is clear, guys. So that is the hemming allowance that I already ironed the hemming allowance in like this. So at this point I have not hemmed it. Okay, so I already ironed it down, so you can decide to do the same thing to your own. Okay, so now can you see how it looks after I was done joining and turning it inside out, and I also ironed this. So this part is still open, the inseam part is still open. Okay, so that's the part I'm going to hem. So make sure you add hemming allowance to your own. So I've hemmed it at this part. So I have my needle and thread. So this is where the work lies. It's going to take your time a little, but then be patient with yourself and don't rush yourself. Okay, be patient with yourself, don't rush yourself. So I'm going to open it up like this, and then from that part, which is the sleeve cap region, I'm going to now measure. You can measure 1 inch or 1.5 inch or 2 inches, depends on what you want to create or the way you want your design to look like. So for me, I left 1 inch at that point. So I'm going to grab the piece like this. Please pay close attention to what I'm doing. So I'm going to grab the piece like I'm creating a pleat. So I picked the first one and I picked the second one, and I'm going to tack them together in a way that the thread will not show. So you can decide to also tack them from inside. Okay, you can tack it from inside. You can also use your sewing machine to tack it down. What you do is just place the two pleats together and then just stitch on it a little in a way that it will not show. Like you will not stitch on it to the top, you just stitch in between both piece, and then you're good to go. If you feed the needle and thread, is going to take much of your time. So after you're done, just create a knot and then cut your thread. So I'm going to do the second one for you guys to see. Now you pick, can you see? So I'm going to pick like this, like I'm creating a pleat, and then I'm going to pick another one. This time around, you're going to be adding one to the ones you're picking. So the first one you tacked in place, so pick one of it and add to the new ones you want to tack. Okay, so I'm explaining it again. So this is the the two that I've created right now. Okay, so I'm going to add one of the one I've tagged before and add it to the two that I'm tagging, making it 3. So I'm going to tag the 3 together. So please make sure you are tagging at the middle. So what I'm doing here is basically tagging them together, and I'm tagging it in a way that it doesn't show and it doesn't separate from each other, so they will just be together. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. If you don't understand what I'm saying, please pay attention to what I am doing on the screen. Okay, so I'm just tacking it together like this. So guys, that is how you're going to continue creating those pleats. So you can be creative about it, decide how you want yours to be. You can decide to pick it from one end and then turn it around, you know, just bend it. You can be free with whatever design you want to create at this point. So I'm just securing them down with my pin so you guys can see how it's going to look like when we are done. So I'm just, you know, gathering it, creating my pleats. So at that point you're going to pick it, tuck it in, and then just create it like this. So guys, it's a free a sleeve where you can freestyle, where you can, you know, be free and be creative. So that is it. Once I'm done, I'm going to come down to the lower part. Can you see? So that is the up that I just did. So now this is where that design started from, that shape started from. So I'm going to pick it. You can leave like 1 inch also and then start repeating the same process that I did for the upper part. Okay, so just go ahead and pin them together. So once you secure 2 together, when you want to do the next one, you pick the new 2 you want to secure and add one of the one you've secured before, making it 3, and then you tag them together. So basically that is what I did. So once you're done, just arrange them. Okay, can you see what I'm doing, guys? So once you're done tacking, you're going to close up the sleeve like this. Okay, can you see? You're going to close it up by the allowance you left. So at this point I was done tacking. I've closed the sleeve also. So this is how it looks. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. My name is Esther and this is Q-Est Fashion Hub. Don't stop learning, keep learning, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. I love you guys. Thank you for all the beautiful comments. I love you.